Samuel Beckett was born in April of 1906 in Dublin, Ireland. He studied English, Italian, and French at Trinity College in Ireland before immigrating to France, where he would stay off and on for the remainder of his days, and also where he would meet his artistic mentor, James Joyce. He would later say of Joyce that,
"I realized that Joyce had gone as far as one could in the direction of knowing. I realized that my own way was in impoverishment, in lack of knowledge and in taking away, in subtracting rather than adding."
Beckett published short stories, poems, novels, and essays while living in France, but in 1953, Waiting for Godot, Beckett's first drama written for the stage, was produced in Paris. Waiting for Godot centers on the trials and travails of Vladimir and Estragon as they wait for Godot. The play features a great many allusions to Christianity and religion. 4 years later, in 1957, Beckett's second full-length play, Endgame, was first produced on stage. Beckett originally wrote the play in French and translated it himself into English. The English title of the play, Endgame, is a chess term for the last part of a chess match when there were only a few pieces left on the board. The French title of the play, Fin du Partie, translates literally as endgame, but the French phrase denotes the end of any game, not specifically chess. Endgame's plot, or lack thereof, centers around the master-slave relationship between Ham, a blind and immobile old man whom Beckett said to be a king in the chess game lost from the start, and Clove, a younger man with a limp, who lived together in a post-apocalyptic bomb shelter along with Nag and Nail, legless and possibly already dead proto-versions of Oscar the Grouch. The play's lack of action and stilted, tangential, and abstract dialogue leaves much to interpretation, as does Beckett's use of puns and chess metaphors. The names of the characters in the play are analogues for the words for hammer and nail in English, German, and French. The play also makes allusions to Shakespeare's play The Tempest, World War I and World War II, England's colonization of Ireland, and the philosophies of Nietzsche and Camus. Endgame presents no clear guiding ethical or moral code. The play instead attempts to portray the empty space where society's former universally accepted moral order used to exist. The setting of the play, a single gray and grim room with 2 windows, which look out onto land and sea, are dominated by Ham, immobile in his chair, and accented by Nag and Nail's dustbins in a corner. These have been interpreted as portraying the inside of a skull. Endgame's open-ended nature lets the audience and reader create a great many different interpretations as to what exactly Endgame is about. Beckett's texts for the theater were, unlike his American contemporaries, Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller, portrayals of the absurd aspects of contemporary life. As Martin Esslin wrote in his article, The Theater of the Absurd, Beckett and his fellow European playwrights, such as Eugene Ionesco, revealed the irrationality of the human condition and the illusion of what we thought was its apparent logical structure. Endgame, among other things, attempts to capture and capitalize on the world's newfound paranoia about the possibility of nuclear war. According to Clove, the world outside of the room, shared by Ham, Nag, Nail, and him, is, in a word, corpsed. The characters of Endgame are living in a world where there are not so many terrible things, yet also no more painkillers, Turkish delight, pap, or seemingly even the possibility of happiness. Clove's non-descriptive responses to Ham's incessant interrogations into the state of the outside world are either zero or gray from pole to pole. Although the characters in Waiting for Godot and Endgame are both doing all possible to hold the terrible silence at bay, the characters of Endgame are beyond help. Like the woman behind the mouth in Beckett's play Not I, Ham, Clove, Nag, and Nail have been through trauma which still haunts them. Like the forlorn and alone character in Play Without Words 1, the characters in Endgame exist in a world where the possibility of salvation has been extinguished. By pushing the limits of setting, dialogue, and coherence, Beckett creates in his absurdist plays a heightened and perhaps incisively truthful portrayal of the human condition. Beckett eschewed traditional theatrical forms and relied upon the audience's intelligence to fill in the many blanks and holes in Endgame's plot. By doing so, Beckett created a play whose language lends itself easily to cross-cultural productions. By pointing out that you're on Earth, there's no cure for that, Beckett, according to Estlin, created the true theater of our time.
How long was that?
Yeah, 5.5.
Again?
That's what it said here. What does it say here?
Oh, I started that one.